Alright lads, welcome back to another Dauntless video. Today we've got two builds showcased to you, both being exotic armor pieces. The third one would have been a Prismatic Grace build, but because the build is kind of, the weapon pieces effect really is kind of whack compared to the other two, I thought I'd just leave that one out. Plus, the one which has Tragic Echo is around the build, the continuation of the video which I put out last week, the Death Knight build. This is the Death King build. So if you are waiting for that particular build, this is the one which this video has that in it. All builds will be in the description below if you don't really want to look through, watch the overview of the video and just get the builds, etc. They're always down below if you just want to do that. But obviously, I'd appreciate if you guys watch the video to the end because it does help me. It helps me get more exposure to the video, etc., etc. The first build is a Skullforge one. You've probably seen a lot of cheese builds out there. But I thought, you know what, I'll do it myself because some people are, well, actually, no, a lot of people are new to the game, I've noticed. I'm going to be focusing a lot on older content which has already been released, / just putting it out myself because I haven't actually touched on it myself. That's why I'm doing this sort of video because, like I said, some people don't know what Skullforge does, Tragic Echo does, or don't have the weapons because at the moment, I think exotics are out the game because I think Phoenix Labs are trying to find a different way to get exotics in the game because when the Reforged come out, there was something to do with RNG drops with the exotic weapons. So it's something like that, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, when you do get the exotic weapons, or if they are out somehow and I've just misread something, the builds will be here for you guys. Out of the two builds, I actually recommend this particular build for your like day-to-day hunting grounds because this one actually allows you to keep your stamina like pretty much at full, but also do a decent chunk of damage. The second build is more of a fun build / only trials, but it does do a lot of damage. But first things first, let's look at the Tordagoro one. Chain Blades, obviously, we've got the legendary ones, Tordagoro, but bounded with Catalyst, Berserker, Reaper's Dance, Serrated Blades, and bonded to give us that +3 overpower with the Inferno's Fangs. Skullforge, obviously, which allows you to have 1.5% of damage dealt, becomes stamina. The max of this is 50. That depletes slowly after not dealing damage for a short period of time. Basically, what this means, if you keep attacking the behemoth, the faster you attack the behemoth, the more your stamina stays at max. That's why I've chosen Chain Blades. This build isn't that bad with Sword either, but because Chain Blades does more damage than Sword at the moment, and you can get more attacks in, you can cheese behemoths a lot more with the Skullforge, which I'm going to show you in a moment when we fight Tordagoro and Malk. We put Sturdy here just because, but if you really want to run Iceborne +3, 9 lives, strategic, whatever, tough, whatever you want, just do whatever you want there, but I just like having Sturdy there. Shroud Chest with Discipline. Mulkarian Arms of Predator, obviously, for that damage. Charog Feet with Overpower, and a Jurassic Lantern with Catalyst. You can definitely run the Embermaid's Lantern here if you wish, but I recommend Jurassic because of the damage. I was running Blitz and Frenzy to go along with the Catalyst cell, but the last one can definitely be anything you want. But the main two you want to be rocking is Blitz and Frenzy for that attack and damage buffs. Like I said to you, this build will be in the description below. This one, like I rated as well, is one of those builds which you can run pretty much from beginning game to end game. There's Charog Feet, which is really, really easy to get anyway. Mulkarian, you normally kill Mulkarian as your first escalation, I'm pretty sure, so you should be able to get that fairly simple. Skullforge, obviously, you'll get it as a drop whenever you get it, and Shroud is like your last level 20 behemoth, so it shouldn't be too difficult to make this build. Tordagoro weapons is probably the hardest thing to get here, but regardless, not too difficult to get in all sense. Moving on to the second build, we've got the Tragic Echo one. As I already mentioned, this build does a lot of damage. There's no Predator in it, but it does have +6 Berserker. It does put you at 400 HP, so you're prone to being one hit to anything. But the whole point is to be one hit by anything, so you can die and then get that damage buff. But anyway, the build goes like this. The Fractured Realities from Frax. Pretty annoying to get because Frax is just annoying in general when you first start fighting him, but he does get pretty easy. We've bonded Catalyst, Berserker, Titan's Crash, Cyclonic Strike Plate, and obviously Shroud. That gives us +3 Cunning, but also when you're under 20% HP, obviously when you're in the Shroud, it will allow you to do 50% more damage. Like that's a lot more damage than what you was doing before, even though you was doing a lot of damage anyway. Obviously, Tragic Echo, what it does is upon your first death and only your first death, become a shadow clone that deals 100% damage for 15 seconds. If you can stay alive for the whole of the escalation, like I did, you can use your Tragic Echo on the last behemoth. But if you don't, then it's not really that great. It's also not very good for hunting grounds because when you die once in the hunting grounds, you have to reload in to get your Tragic Echo effect again, which I think should be changed. But I think it's kind of so you're not running around just dying and getting it every single time. So this build, Tragic Echo is normally only used for trials. But regardless, you can still have a little bit of fun with it. I do recommend putting this build in one of your slots because it is very powerful, as I already mentioned. Regardless, that has discipline in the Tragic Echo. We got Frax armor with Berserker, Boris arms with Overpower, Tarog feet with Overpower, Ember's main lantern with Catalyst. I recommend running Ember's main lantern so you can get the most out of the Tragic Echo when you are in the state, so you can get as much claps off as possible. But if you think you're good enough and you can get your combos in and you have a clap ready when you're dead, run Dras Lantern. It will allow you to do 30% damage each clap on top of the 50 you're gaining. So it's almost 100%. That's a full 80% just before like boops, heartbreaks with Overpower triggered in and rage and everything. So it's up to you if you want to use Dras, but I use Ember Main's Lantern in the couple of runs I'm going to show you. Obviously, Blitz and Frenzy are the two main tonics you want to be running. Feel free to run Stagger Tonic, Pylon if you want. The perk overview looks a bit like this. +6 Berserker, Catalyst, Cunning, Overpower, and Rage, leaving only +3 of Discipline. Once again, the builds are in the description. They're always there. I'm now going to put you through to a couple of runs. The first two are going to be Chain Blades, which is obviously me being against Malkarian and Tordogoro. The second one will be this build against Pangar. I actually stopped fighting Pangar because I got him down to half health pretty quickly. I let him kill me, and I went into Echo and I killed him like in one clap or something, or 1 or 2 claps, one of the two. And then I fought Aguirres. I got him down to half HP, and I killed him in literally 1 clap at half HP. That's how much damage this build does. Hopefully you guys like the video. Feel free to like, subscribe if you are new. I would really appreciate it. Obviously, I do a lot of these builds every single time I do upload videos. I think that's what I'll be focusing on now, will be builds as the majority, because I've tried a couple of things like perked, sell tier lists, all of that. It doesn't seem to go well with like getting exposure to my channel. But my next couple of videos will be teaching the new players of the game how to put builds together, what to be doing, etc. And the video after that will be in regards to endgame players and what builds they should be running. Regardless, thank you very much for watching again. I appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video.